Alright, well, I'm a little late starting my video because I got things pulled apart. But my CVT belt burned up on my Arctic Cat 450. And Arctic Cat just wants too dang much money for a thin little paper gasket that goes right here. It was going to be like 60, 70 bucks. So today I'm working on a little trick my dad taught me a long time ago, making my own gasket. I'm bought a roll of gasket material. This is the Felpro gasket material. That's a 3045 is the one that I'm using. This is like $7 at O'Reilly. You can buy it other places. And so I just laid it out, traced it, cut it. I still gotta punch my holes, but right now I'm working on cleaning this surface up and make my life really easy. I'm using these surface scour pads on a pneumatic tool. You can get these at Harbor Freight, you can get them at other places. Makes life a lot better. I'm just about done with the surface on this one. I got a little area over here to do. The compressor might kick on, but I'll do a little footage of cleaning this and then I'll pause it. So here we go. You get the idea. Makes taking this stuff off a lot better. I'm gonna pause here and finish this up. We'll be right back. Alright, I got everything cleaned off now. I got a nice clean surface for the new gasket. If this was a water pump or, something related to fluids, you would definitely want to take this step, get a nice clean surface so you get a good seal with your new gasket. This is just a CVT cover, so I'm probably doing a little too much, but I don't necessarily want water in here either. And so I'm going to try to do it right. Arctic Cat had a gasket in the first place, so I put one back on. Like I said earlier, I laid it down, traced it out, marked my holes, and now I'm just gonna sit here with a set of hole punches just from dollar store, nothing special, and punch out my holes, see if I can get everything to line up. Holes punched, and I'm just trying to line everything up, and you can see I'm a little bit off on some of them. So what I'm doing is laying this gasket out, and when I get to one that is a little bit off, I just take my hole punch and open it up like I did that one, add a couple little punches. What's important is that the surface area around the hole gets sealant. Alright, trying to pick up where I left off here. I'm sorry that I don't have a fancy camera YouTube setup. It's just me, average guy with a phone and tools. So this is the gasket that I made. You'll see this black stuff. That's Permatex gasket sealer. I put it on the cover side, and on this side facing the engine and transmission, I just put a light coat of grease. I used dielectric grease. The purpose of this is that I'm hoping when I have to change this belt again that this will come apart a lot easier, and I might even get to reuse this gasket. This is the Arctic Cat 450 to 2015 model, and a lot of the Arctic Cat CVT belt videos that I found did not explain the process that works for this model. I've already replaced my belt, as you can see, but this is one of the bolts that holds the cover on, and you just take this and thread it in to the driven clutch, and that will open this up and loosen the belt. Well, that's all fine and great, except it does not allow you to put the new belt on. On this model, the driving clutch, which is the front one here, this bolt has to come off. And just for point of reference for yourself, it's 165 foot-pounds is the torque spec, and it calls for thread locker, so it was quite difficult to get off. I fought with it for a long time. It is a 27 millimeter socket that fits it, at least on this model. And what I ended up doing was taking a small wrench and putting it down here in the corner and picking up one of these fins to keep this from spinning when I was trying to break the threads loose, break that nut loose. That worked for me. In my case, the old belt was completely shredded, it's shot, and so this was just free spinning. And you can see even now the bike's in neutral, and if you're trying to loosen this nut, it just spins. And so that was my solution to loosen it. I put this wrench wedged in like that. That held this from spinning on me and allowed me to break that nut free, and then to tighten it to get back to the 165 foot-pounds, I did the same thing on this side. So I'm ready to go back together with this. A couple other things I'm going to point out that kind of disappointed in Arctic Cat here, but you know, this is a maintenance item. It's a belt. It's got to be replaced every once in a while. To get to it, you have to take the brake lever loose. You got to take these screws out of this footboard and the front, also the mud guards, so that you can make enough room to get to these bottom bolts and to get the housing physically out. It was quite a bear, but I'm getting there. So I'm going to get my cover put back on here, and we'll be right back. Alright, I got everything tightened down here. I tightened these bolts in a crisscross pattern. The torque spec on these is approximately 0 Ogodogas. Basically, this is an aluminum housing, and you don't want to go too much. Just snug them up. That's all you got to do. Now I'm putting the brake back together. I got the pedal back in place. The nut or bolt I got to put back in is right down there. This is just in front of the rear tire. It's a 12 millimeter. So let me get that back in and we'll be back. Alright, sorry this has been a terrible video. It's hard to work and film when you're by yourself. Here's what's left of my belt. not entirely the bike's fault. I overwork this thing. I haul too much weight with it, more weight than I should. And I just burned it up. But we're back together now. And I hope some part of this video helps you figure it out if you got to do a belt on a Arctic Cat. So, alright, thanks for watching.